I had just gotten out of work at 11 p.m., feeling drained, yet oddly content. The stillness of the late-night hours often brought me solace, a contrast to the bustling chaos of the day. My commute home was a 45-minute drive, stretching through quiet roads and eventually leading to the dense, forested outskirts where I lived. As usual, the city lights faded in my rearview mirror, replaced by the shadows of towering trees, swaying gently in the night breeze. The road, familiar and straightforward, often felt like my private escape. Though I'd taken this route countless times, the long, dimly lit side road leading to my house always carried a certain eeriness. Tonight was no different. The fog clung to the ground, like a ghostly shroud, reducing visibility to just a few feet ahead. Yet I found comfort in the routine, the predictable hum of my car, and the rhythmic sway of the trees. About 20 minutes from home, the stillness was broken by a blinking light cutting through the fog. At first it seemed distant and ambiguous. Was it on my side of the road or the other? As I slowed to investigate, the light vanished abruptly. A chill ran down my spine. I was crawling at 15 to 20 miles per hour when, without warning, a small car emerged from the fog and stopped directly in front of me. Despite braking, the distance was too short. My car nudged their bumper with a soft thud. My heart pounded as I processed the suddenness of it all. Getting out, I stood by my car, expecting the driver to do the same. Inside their vehicle, silhouettes moved, but the lack of urgency unsettled me. Finally, a man stepped out. He was large, middle-aged, and carried an air of unease. His behavior, his refusal to meet my eyes, his fidgety glances, only heightened my discomfort. When I suggested there was no significant damage and that I'd like to leave, he insisted on checking his car. As he circled his vehicle unnecessarily, I noticed movement in the back seat. The shadowy figure, another man, began to exit. Panic surged through me. Instinct took over. I leapt into my car, locked the doors, and sped around them. Their headlights briefly illuminated the fog behind me before vanishing into the void. Even now, I'm haunted by what could have happened had I hesitated. The lingering question is, who might their next victim have been? Trucking has always been a lonely profession, but it's also one of routine and resilience. This particular day had been a long one, a delivery route spanning multiple states with an overnight stop ahead. As night enveloped the highway, the road stretched endlessly before me. The hum of the engine became a meditative rhythm, lulling me into a trance-like focus. Around 1 a.m., with 40 miles to the nearest truck stop, headlights appeared in my side mirror. At first, I thought nothing of it, but this vehicle, a white, rusted sedan, stayed unnervingly close. Too close. I reduced speed, hoping they'd pass, but they mirrored my pace, irritated but wary. I continued, determined to reach the truck stop. Pulling into the parking lot, I felt the car's persistent presence. It followed me in, trailing my every move. As I parked, it stopped just feet from my trailer, hidden from view in my blind spot. Steeling myself, I got out to confront them. The moment I slammed my door, the car reversed and sped off into the night. My breath hitched as I caught a glimpse of the driver, an older man with a blank, unnerving stare. Relieved but shaken, I locked my truck and settled in for some rest. 2 hours later, a load bang echoed through the trailer. Adrenaline coursed through me as I peered into the darkness. A shadowy figure was tampering with the back lock, gripping the knife. I kept for emergencies. I crept silently to the trailer's edge. When I shouted, the figure scrambled back to the rusted sedan and vanished. The marks on the lock bore testament to his intentions. Though the trailer was empty, the chilling experience left me sleepless and wary of every shadow on the road. Concerts are supposed to be a night of joy and escapism. But in the south side of Chicago, even joy is tinged with caution. The concert had been exhilarating, the music still ringing in my ears. As my friends and I navigated the gridlocked streets, frustrated by the standstill, we opted for a shortcut through quieter neighborhood roads. At first, the street seemed unremarkable, rows of dimly lit houses and the occasional passerby. But soon, the atmosphere shifted. People lingered in shadows, their eyes trailing us as we passed. The absence of other vehicles added to the unease. Then at the end of a street, a car blocked the road, parked sideways. My heart sank. This wasn't normal. Backing up cautiously, we retraced our path, only to encounter another barricade. Two men emerged from the darkness, one approaching my window with calculated slowness. He motioned for me to roll it down. Fear gripped me as I cracked it just enough to speak. His casual inquiry about our destination felt like a trap. The tension exploded when both men lunged for the doors, yanking violently. In the chaos, I slammed the car into reverse. One man's arm got caught in the window as I backed away, his screams mingling with our panic. Freeing himself, he fell to the ground as we sped off. We didn't stop until the safety of the highway lights enveloped us. The sheer terror of that moment lingers, a reminder of how fragile safety can be